Hello, I am Ram Gopal from presentationprocess.com. In this edition of Management Models and Diagrams series, you're going to learn how to create Ansoff Matrix. It is a very popular model, and the diagram you're going to learn to create looks like this. It's a very simple diagram, and in drawing such simple diagrams, you tend to learn a lot about ways to work with PowerPoint shapes. You also pick up a lot of small tips in PowerPoint. So that is the purpose of creating such simple models for you to learn in PowerPoint. Let us go to create this Ansoff matrix from scratch by going to a new slide. As you can observe, the diagram is created using just two elements. One is this rectangle from AutoShapes menu, and this one is another shape with one corner which has curvature. So let us see how to create the diagram using these two shapes. The first thing I'm going to do is to go to rectangles in the AutoShapes menu, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to keep it as a square. For this, I will I've held the shift button and I kept it pressed while I drew the rectangle, which created a perfect square. Now we have one of the segments of Ansoff matrix ready. The next step is to write the title, for which we are going to choose a particular shape under rectangles, and the shape is this one, which is called as no, not really this one. This is the one which is called as round single corner rectangle. I click on it and I'm going to draw the single rounded corner rectangle. Now here you can see the yellow handle in the corner, which when you move to the left you can increase the curvature. We are going to do that. I think the size of the title is a little too much, so I'm going to reduce the size a little bit, and I'm going to keep this right above the square that I've just created. So this is done, and normally one of the conventions we use is we always choose the same color but with different intensity to shade the title and the body. So if I'm going to use, say, a darker color, say Aqua Accent 5 darker 50%, for the body I'm going to use a very light color like this one, which is lighter 40%. This creates a beautiful contrast and makes the diagram look pleasant to look at. I'm going to select both of them, and I'm going to use white outline to clearly demarcate the title from the body shape, the body. Now I'm going to select both the shapes and I'm going to press Ctrl G. This completes one of the segments. Now I'm going to press Ctrl D to create a duplicate, and I'm going to flip it horizontally. So go to Arrange, Rotate and Flip Horizontal and keep it here. And we are going to select both of the shapes together, press Ctrl G and press Ctrl D to create a duplicate, and we are going to flip them, arrange, rotate, flip vertical. This is one way to create the four quarters, but there is one small twist here. We are going to keep these shapes on this side rather than on the down, so I'm going to actually remove the grouping for everything. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, ungroup. I'm going to move this to this side. For this, I'm going to rotate. So I'm going to select both the shapes, go to Arrange, Rotate, and I'm going to rotate right 90 degrees. As I do that, I can pick this up and place this on this side, and since it is a square, you don't really have to adjust the length. Now this one I'm going to keep here, and that is done. One more thing here, we want these shapes, these segments to be differentiated. So we cannot have all of them in the same color. I'm going to use a light blue for this one. Maybe this, yeah, this is good enough. And naturally the corresponding color for this will be a darker blue. And since we already have a contrasting color here, I mean a color with higher intensity here, we are going to choose something fairly neutral like gray color on the other side. The next one for this we are going to choose, say, light green, and the corresponding title will be the dark green, and this one will be again a neutral color, maybe something like this one, or a purple color is good enough. So that is how we create the 4 segments and the corresponding title. Now it is always a good idea to have your text written separately and then stuck on top of this instead of writing the text here right away. The reason why I say this is, say if you want to turn the shape in different directions, then your text will also turn in a very funny angle which you may not really like, and that is the reason why it's a good idea to keep the text separate from the shape. So let us say title text is what I'm going to write, and I'm going to keep it here. Maybe I can increase the font to 20 because 20 is the minimum size that is clearly readable by the last person in the audience, and there has to be a sufficient amount of contrast between the font and the associated background. So I'm going to choose white font color. I'm going to choose the same thing for the various other titles as well, and here I'm going to rotate the text. So I'm going to once again, this one, I'm going to use the size group here, and you can see the rotation. I can use 90 degrees, or I think this is we will much rather use the home, arrange, rotate, and rotate left 90 degrees to create ours. In this case it has actually turned it the other way around, so it is not 90 degrees. In fact, you should be rotating it 90 plus 180, which is 270 degrees. Anyway, let us not bother about that calculation here. Just go to arrange, rotate, and see which way looks good, because you can see the preview as you hover your mouse over these various options here. So this one is good, and I'm going to copy this and move this here, and there we have the title in place. Now I'm going to write the text for the ones inside. Now in the case of Ansoff Matrix, all this is predefined, so you don't really have to do this guesswork. In this case, what I'm doing is to make this matrix fairly generic so that you can use it for other models as well. And in the Ansoff Matrix, we saw that there are 2 parameters written here. The way that I'm going to do that is I am going to draw a line. You can pick the line from the lines option here, and once it is done, I am going to go to the arrows option under shape outline, and I'm going to choose the double-headed arrow, and I'm going to choose a gray color for the outline color, and I'm going to increase the weight to say 1.5 points. Now I can write something here, say your parameter. Yeah, that is good. Now I'm going to keep it on this. Now when I do that, you can see that it is not very clearly visible because of the line there, for which I am going to go to shape fill, and I'm going to fill it with white color. Now it looks like there are 2 arrows going away from the central text here. So that is how we create this. Once you do this, press Ctrl G to group them, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. As we mentioned earlier, arrange, rotate, and rotate left 90 degrees and place this on this side to complete the diagram. You can always select everything and move this to a position where it looks even better. So that is how Ansoff Matrix is completed. Now I'm going to show you some ready-made templates taken from our PowerPoint CEO packs where we have got these models already drawn for you. So you don't have to bother too much about creating them from scratch, because our templates save a ton of time, tons of time for any business presenter. I'm going to show you the same Ansoff Matrix. This time it is with custom animation. On one click you have existing market and existing product, and what you do in such a market, you focus on market penetration. Then if it is an existing market and new market here, then it is product development. And if new market and new market, diversification. And existing product and new market, you have market development. So that is how it is, and then all the parameters are shown here. And here we have not really written about what exactly are the two parameters, which is about the product and about the business potential or the market potential. Let us go to another example here. This is about Porter's 5 forces model, and here we have given a 3D diagrammatic representation of the model. You can change the text to give some additional information if you want to. Let me give another example. This is about product lifecycle. You can see here the various stages, and they all come in custom animation. As I click, it all comes: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. And this is about V diagram. Here you can see how the diagram is drawn very simply, and each element comes on click. So that is how you create various business diagrams. And even if it is about very simple diagram, not a model which is named like the one that we have seen earlier, a simple thing like 5 leading reasons for a cause, like this one, we can actually use very simple shapes to create our diagrams. If you're a busy business presenter who doesn't have the time to create such elaborate graphics and models for yourself, you can always take a look at off-the-shelf solutions like PowerPoint CEO packs Volume 1 and 2. The 2 CEO packs have more than 1,600 fully editable charts and graphics for CEOs and busy business presenters like you. Just choose the template that matches your thought and replace the sample text with your own text, and your business slides get ready in no time. Creating professional quality business slides has never been easier. Hope you really liked our tutorial on creating Ansoff Matrix in PowerPoint. If you want to learn more such tutorials, read more articles to improve your presentation skills and PowerPoint skills, or if you want to watch more videos like the one that you've just seen, you can visit us at presentationprocess.com. Thanks a lot for watching the video, and happy presenting.